Oh, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're ready, I swear. My name's Damien Brady. I am a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and I talk a lot about DevOps and machine learning ops and things like that. And I am joined today by Martin Woodward.
Hey everybody, Martin Woodward, Martin Woo at Microsoft.com, or at Martin Woodward on Twitter if you want to send some abuse during this, it'd be quite good. And I'm a program manager on the DevOps team as well as Damien.
Yeah, so one thing just before we start, we're doing a deep dive into Azure Pipelines, which is really, there's a lot of stuff in Azure Pipelines, right? And we have 45 minutes. So I would ask if we could leave all of the questions until the end so we can get through to everything, including the most exciting stuff. And then we'll be around after this, and we'll be at the booth, the DevOps booth, in the hub after the session as well.
You can join us on the long walk of shame all the way back to the hub after the thing. So should be good. Okay, let's get started. Thanks for joining us. So as I say, we're going to focus in on pipelines. It's one of the main services within Azure to help DevOps teams do their stuff. It's one of my personal favorites as well. So mainly because of all the cool things we can do. Hopefully we're going to show you some of those today. So the first thing, say with pipelines, who here is using pipelines already? That's a good question. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, well we'll skip through the intro thing fairly quick, but yeah. So you kind of, for the people who didn't raise their hands, it helps you do CI, so continuous integration, continuous deployment. Obviously helps you build and test your code very quickly, very easily. And we make use of our cloud-hosted build agents, so we make available for you hosted build agents on Mac, Windows, and Linux that you can use to do your builds if you want. And we like to say, any language, any cloud, any platform, we're going to try and prove that for you today. And then you'll have noticed as well, we've got more and more supports coming along for Kubernetes and for deploying to Azure Container Registry, Azure Kubernetes Service. And as we're making investments, we're going to do that. We're going to run through today, sort of give a quick introduction, then we're going to go through, do some stuff with different parts of pipelines, as Damien was saying. And then we will talk a little bit about roadmap, about what's coming up next in the future and all that sort of thing. That's very forward-looking stuff. So, I can't promise it'll all arrive, but it's what we're aiming to deliver anyway. We're an Agile team, so we deliver what we ship when we got it, okay? We use this inside of Microsoft, it's important to say. So Azure Pipelines is what's used by the Microsoft teams to build and deploy stuff in Microsoft. So we went from, in the old days of Microsoft, shipping, roughly every 2 to 3 years. Let's ignore Longhorn, hopefully. So roughly every 2 or 3 years, we would do a release. And then nowadays, we use, we've got a lot more teams delivering a lot more often, as people have realized. And so we're shipping, we're deploying and building 82,000 times a day using pipelines, which is insane. Not all of those are production deployments, okay? There's some test stuff going on there, and there's some builds and things, but yeah, so that's it. So let's get started. If I hand over to Damien, and Damien can do a quick introduction and go through some intro stuff.
Yeah, great. And so many of you have already used pipelines, it looks like. So some of this isn't going to be new, but this is one way that you can get started with Azure Pipelines. And there's a few different paths. You can go through GitHub, you can go through the Azure Pipelines UI, you can go through Visual Studio if you want. I work for Microsoft, so I have a MacBook, and I'm using VS Code. This is a Microsoft device. I have a web application. It's an ASP.NET Core web application. This is a really nice place to start. It's got a web app, a service, some tests, things like that. So I'm going to jump over to Azure Pipelines, and in the pipelines bit, I'm going to create a new one. And I'm going to point at that repository, which is obviously in GitHub. All of this code, by the way, is going to be available afterwards. We'll have a link at the end, and we'll keep updating that link as more people come and ask questions as well. It's basically just a Git repo which has a whole bunch of links. So
if we miss anything, feel free to send us a pull request as well. More than happy to accept that.
Exactly. So this one's called prime. It's actually just a prime number verifier. It tells you whether a number is prime. And when it looks at it, the Azure Pipelines looks at it, it can see what code is in there, and it's suggesting, well, these are project templates that I think you might want to use. This is an ASP.NET application, so we've got a few steps in here to run the tests and so on. So I'm going to save that and run it. We're going to commit that directly to master, and what it's actually doing is it's taking this YAML file that it's created with the definition of how to build my application, and it's putting that as a file into my Git repo. Now, the great thing about this, of course, is that even when this job is running, it's already got that file in Git. So you can see this running, by the way. Nothing's hidden from you. This is on a hosted agent. But if I wanted to come back to Visual Studio Code and do a pull, we should see in our files, there's now a new Azure Pipelines file. So it's right here. And in fact, as of like yesterday, I can also do it without a browser, without anything installed on my machine at all. And I can do it right here. So if I did a git pull on my VS Online, I can edit it online as well. I don't need anything installed on my machine, which is cool. So this is doing a really basic one. I want to actually replace what this is because it's a .NET Core application. I don't really need to use Visual Studio for my builds. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to replace it with a .NET Core version. I'm very fast at typing, by the way. And this is just the same kind of thing, except we're doing .NET Core CLI tasks. So we're doing a .NET Restore, .NET Build, .NET Test. I'm also going to, this is just building the application. What I really want to do is I want to publish the artifact. So I want to do a .NET Publish as well and get my built application, my web application ready to deploy. And then I also want to publish that artifact up to Azure Devops so I can then release it later on. I can deploy this later on to Azure or to wherever I want. Now this is a slightly old task. This is publishing the build artifacts. We're kind of doing a lot more in the single pipeline, so a release is in the pipeline as well. So I can actually replace that with an artifact publish, or a pipeline publish, sorry. So this is a publish of the artifacts themselves up to the pipeline rather than the build. So we're talking a bit more of the pipeline here. This is using a little bit of syntactic sugar here. This is still a task. All of these steps are tasks. But this is a little bit of syntactic sugar just to make it a little bit easier to read. And there's a few others like this. Like if you do a script, you can see that a script is one of them as well. There's upload, there's a few. The other thing you'll notice is I'm getting Intellisense here in Visual Studio Code. I get this with the Azure Pipelines extension. And you also have that here. So if I did a git pull in Visual Studio Code Online or VS Online, I have that there. But you also get it in, if we went and edited this job here, edited the pipeline here, we also get it in the browser. So if I was making those changes in the browser, you can see that I have publish as well. So it makes it a little bit easier to write YAML, which is a common complaint, writing YAML by scratch. The other thing you can do, you might have seen on the right there, what popped up is all of these extra tasks. So you can just use a UI and then it'll put the appropriate YAML over there and even click on settings to change the steps that you've got already. So it's a lot easier than it used to be to do that kind of stuff. All right, so I'm gonna push that change. I'm gonna save it, and then we're going to actually just use the command line because I've got some fancy shortcuts, and git push that. So now that'll trigger a new pipeline. We'll end up with an artifact at the end of that as well. And so that'll give us some basis of where to go from. So we've built our application, we've run our tests, and then we're gonna end up with an artifact. When we're done, the results of that are going to end up in here, like this one. And you can even see things like test results and all that kind of stuff. You get some nice UI here. There's no test failures, which means it's obviously not my project, somebody else's. So this is kind of where we're starting. We're going to move on from here and go a little bit deeper, a little bit further along.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you. What are we on? Number 5. Thanks, Steve. So what happened there during that build process? You know, what was the life cycle of these build agents? So first of all, you have the Azure Pipeline service hosted in the cloud. Confusingly, because we're great at naming things, you have Azure DevOps services out in the cloud, and then you also have Azure DevOps Server, which frankly even we still call TFS on the team. So whatever you want to call it, it's fine by me. And so we have the hosted service out in the cloud, and we have the hosted agents. Now, those agents are hosted in the same region as where your organization has been set to, most of them. The ones that aren't are the Mac agents. So it doesn't matter too much over here in Florida, but if you're based in, say, Germany, and you want to make sure you have your builds and things done in Europe, you can set your Azure DevOps organization to be in Europe, but the Mac build agents are still hosted in the US. So that's the important thing to remember with those. The way that the agent lifecycle works is we take a VM. We've got a big pool of VMs that are already spun up and warmed up. We take it, we give it to you. Giving people builds means that they have the access to do full root stuff on that box. So, After we've given you the build agent, we basically want to destroy it and sterilize that thing. So we take it, we completely destroy the VM, we rebuild a brand new VM, put that VM back in the pool, and then make that available. So that's constantly happening behind the scenes. What's actually quite interesting with the Linux agents is we host a VM that's a Linux VM, and then we put a Linux container into it, and it's the container that you're running in. So there's like 2 levels of sandboxing going on there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, if you're wanting to talk, you can deploy to the cloud, obviously, very, very easily with Azure Pipelines. But what if you want to deploy and talk to on-prem environment? Right now, the easiest way to do that is to actually have a self-hosted agent. You can do some network configuration and messing around, but the experience there isn't very satisfactory yet. We're doing some investments to improve that. So what you want to do is you want to install an agent locally inside your network, and that then can talk to Azure Pipelines over HTTPS. It's just a cell connection. And then it then can talk to your on-prem machines. So you can talk to your on-premises or self-hosted Kubernetes instances or virtual machine scale sets or virtual machines, whatever you want to talk to, or even real hardware occasionally. So yeah, it still exists. And so that's how you do that. So you've got to remember that network firewall's in the way. So that's why you need those self-hosted agents. Okay, so if we want to, do those, one of the problems people quite often have with these hosted agents is around, the prerequisites that we've got installed on them and wanting to control things. Again, going to talk a little bit more about that later. Right now, the best way of dealing with that is actually to do your build inside of a container. So you can create a container that's, or expose a container image and then do the build inside of that. So interestingly, the VS Code team that Damien was talking about, when they were building, like ARM64 support so that you can do remote from VS Code to a Raspberry Pi, for instance, that code is built and compiled inside of a container running QEMU that emulates ARM64 inside of an Azure data center. So they've got an Azure machine that's running x64, 64-bit, Intel machine. And then the VS Code thing comes in and emulates an ARM64 device. They build the Raspberry Pi code, and then they ship it. So that's what happens. But Damien can talk us more about how to do containers. Yeah.
So this is a pretty simple thing and a simple change. This is that same application before. One thing I'll mention as well is we're still doing this on Windows. It's .NET Core. So if I could spell Ubuntu, we could just do that and use the Ubuntu image as well, and it'll just run .NET, same commands. So that'll work, but maybe we do want to run it in a container. Like that's fairly easy to do, rather than having the pool as Windows latest or something. In this case, I'm using a specific version of Windows that I know has access to that container. And this is all documented as well. You can have a look to see what containers are already in those images, so you don't have to pull them down every single time. And I'm using a .NET Core SDK 3.0 for that. So all of this then will run inside that container. Now we'll get into multiple sets of steps and jobs and things a little bit later, but you can also do this at a job level. So you could say this particular job needs to run in a container that comes from here. I'm also just talking about a container here that is in Docker Hub, right? It's pulling this from a standard hub, a Docker Hub thing. Am I using the right words?
Yeah, that would work.
Docker thing. So we've got the Dockers, and then we're putting the Dockers in
on the internet.
On the internet. Anyway, this is using a standard one, but you can also define where that comes from. So you've got to have your own repository of images and pull the image that you want specifically that already has stuff installed or cached or whatever, so you can use it in your build. And what will happen is we'll spin up one of these VMs, we'll get that image, and we'll spin up the image, and we'll run all the stuff you need to do inside that image. So that's one thing we can do. In this case, it's actually not going to speed things up very much because we're just using a pretty standard build. So I just want to skip that for a second. One thing I didn't talk about is variables. So you can see these variables have been passed through and they're getting used all the way through. And that's great. These variables, though, you can see the text is right here. So you wouldn't want to use this for keys or anything like that. What you might want to do instead is if you went back to that definition and edited it, for example, in here, you have a variables tab where you can define the variables in the portal as well. And these variables can also be keep this value secret. So these will be encrypted at rest and in transit. They won't appear in the logs. They'll be secret like that. If you want to go even further, you can have variable groups, which lives in library, and in the interest of time, I won't do that. But those variable groups can be tied directly to, I think it's there, directly to Azure Key Vault. So your developers and the people setting up these pipelines may not even know what those keys are, right? They may not have access to them at all. And you can do much more secure stuff like that. The other thing is you can see all of this is quite lengthy. And if we're using the same variables every single time, I'm just going to undo the change here. If we're using those same variables every time, we can extract them into another file and use templates. So here are some standard variables we've got. And in our Azure Pipelines, we could just replace all of this with, what is it, template? I can't remember what it's called, something like that. So we can replace them all like that. We can even do that for steps. So we could replace all of these steps with a standard set of steps that uses these 3 parameters. So in here, we've extracted all of those, and this is how we build a .NET Core application. We do .NET Restore, build, test, publish, and then we're using these parameters that we surface up the top so that you can say, just run this template, and here are the parameters that you need, which means that you can have consistency across your different builds. You can even have these templates in other repositories if you want to have a dependency on a different repository. And so you can standardize those across your builds as well. So that's a really handy way of doing things like that. So that's going to make it easier to use, but it's not going to make it faster to run. So I want to show you one more quick thing, which is I'm just going to replace all of this. Nope, all of that with this. When you type this fast, sometimes it's easier to get rid of the wrong things. So we're going to use a beta feature called caching. And so this is...
Caching in English.
Caching,
yeah,
sorry.
There we go.
Which, is it caching? Who's caching? Like no one, all right? Caching it is. We're going to use caching.
It's very rare that the British guy's better understood on stage. But there we are.
Sorry about that.
I'll tell you about bugs later.
Yeah. So we're using this cache. See, I'm already doing it. This caching thing. We're using a couple of variables here. One is the key that we use, and one is the location of the files. So with something like NuGet or NPM, you might do a restore, which takes a long time, pulls down a whole lot of artifacts and so on. We want to cache them on the build machine itself. But remember I said that the build machines, or Martin said that they're blown away every single time. So this is not really going to help us. All we're doing here is pulling down all of those NuGet packages or NPM packages. We're replacing pulling them down from NuGet or NPM with pulling them down from Azure Devops. And yes, it's a little bit faster, but it might not actually improve things. So one way that it can improve things, and let's just go to here. Here's an example of it doing it in that application that we were just looking at, or a different application, sorry. So we're doing this cache NuGet packages. It's taking 4 seconds, and we can see in there we've got a cache miss. So here it's looked for that cache, couldn't find it for this application. The key, it's resolved that key, and so you might have seen these are pipe separated values. You can put whatever you want in here. If you reference a file though, it'll hash that file, which means if my packages.json or packages.lock.json changes, it'll give me a new hash, which means it'll give me a new key. So it's pretty well designed like that. This is a miss, so that didn't take very long, and the NuGet command here took 48 seconds. Further along, we've got a cache hit. So this one actually took 40 seconds because it pulled down all those NuGet packages, and then the NuGet command only took 19 seconds. So the difference is not much, like 20 seconds. Where it can be useful is if you have to do some work to get a result. So here's an example. This is the, I think it's the C++ REST SDK or something like that. This is an internal Microsoft project. You can see this cache process here. Actually, let me just zoom it out again. This cache process here, in this case, there was a miss, and it took 2 seconds. And then the next task, which builds this tool for us, takes 13.5 minutes, right? In the end, we just end up with like a fairly small resource. So next time, when we get a cache hit, that goes from 13 minutes down to 2 seconds, because we're just pulling the artifact down. Right, so that's where it's really, really useful. So it may not be useful for NPM or NuGet necessarily, but it's really useful for when you need to do something like this. So another option that's available to speed some things up.
Yeah, it turns out that computers in Azure data centers have a lot of bandwidth available to them. So it's pulling from the artifact service, which is close, but quite often it is, doing work is when we cache. So, yeah. Cool. So with Azure Pipelines, obviously it's amazing. Windows, Mac, and Linux support included. Different distributions of Linux all supported. When you go and you create your account, you get the whole 5-3 users for an account thing when you create one. With pipelines, it's not actually limited to the number of users. It's limited to the number of hosted agents. The UI for this is super confusing because the UI doesn't know that it's just pipelines. It thinks if you go into the project and add a user there, then you're actually adding it for the whole project and goes, oh, you need to add more users. And it scares you, but you don't really need to. That's not how it's licensed. It's licensed on per parallel job. When you first get a free account, you've got 1,800 build minutes for free. But pretty quickly, you can burn through those. If you're doing some serious Bitcoin mining, you definitely can. So what you want to do is pay for, not for Bitcoin mining, because we'll actually switch those off, but you want to pay for a hosted job, so they're $40 per parallel hosted job, and then it's $15 for a self-hosted job to be able to connect that in and use that. Now, we have a very generous offer for open source projects. We have a lot of open source projects using Azure Pipelines to do their builds and things, and for those, they get unlimited build minutes. They get 10 free parallel jobs as well. And if you're a maintainer in an open source project and you need more than that, feel free to hit me up on Twitter or on email and I can see what I can do. Can't make any promises, but we are very generous with our limits for open source projects as well. Okay, right then. So the next thing that we want to do is, how can we make use of all these amazing parallel you now have access to? You now got the power of the cloud. So let's make use of it.
Yep. So one of the things that I think is really cool in this is a Node application. So first of all, we're using Ubuntu because it's Node. But maybe this is a library that we're building and we want to make sure it'll run on a whole lot of different operating systems. Right now, I've got a variable that is telling me what image to use, but I could replace that with, what are we up to, 7. So I could replace this with a matrix strategy. So what this means is that it'll actually do a build in all of these different pools. So it'll do it on Ubuntu, on Mac OS, and on a Windows 2017, VS 2017 on a Windows machine. When you run that, even though we've just got that one set of tasks, when you run that, you'll end up with these 3 jobs. And the best thing is, because of the parallel stuff here, these don't depend on each other, so you can run them all in parallel if you want. If you don't want to run them all in parallel, that's fine. You can do a, max parallel option there and say, I only want to run these 1 at a time or 2 at a time. You can do as many of these as you want, so you can have these massive, massive trees with different options there. But okay, so this is Node. It's running on 3 different operating systems. That's not that exciting. So we wanted to show you a slightly more realistic scenario. So this is a JavaScript Commodore 64. So you can do like, what is it? And then 20, go. This is the only thing you're allowed to type on these, by the way. Yeah. Yay. So this is actually, that's not that exciting, really. So this is actually a, what is it? It's a Commodore 64 that's actually running in JavaScript in an emulator. Yeah. So here's
Because.
Yeah, because. So here's the cool thing. We've actually got a pipeline set up for this that'll build. How about you explain this?
Well, you do it. Yeah.
One name. Somebody there. What's your name? Yes. Jim. Yeah. Okay, great. I'll do this.
Yeah, you be doing that. So this is basically Commodore 64 assembly code. And we want to say any language to any platform. So let's take Commodore 64 assembly code. Let's cross-compile it. Let's package it up, port it over, distribute it to a Mac that's running in the, a Commodore 64 that's running on Linux in the cloud, and then let's see what happens. So we're going to come in here, as you say, we've made that change, hello Jim, and that's gone and we got the build set up. So if you go over to hello 64, and people can go look at this project as well, and we can go dig in, and then we'll go look and we'll watch that build completing. So fingers crossed this is going to go through. Now,
That's an older build.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was quick.
Yeah.
So it comes through here, does a build, does a deploy. And I tell you what, in the interest of time, should we come back to this deployment? Oh, no, hang on. Let's have a look. How we're doing.
Oh, this is just doing the build still.
Okay,
so we can come back to this one.
Yeah, let's come back to this one, and then we'll do that. I'll do a slide, and then we'll come back to this. How about that?
Great.
So now obviously what we've been showing mostly now is continuous integration. But what we've just started showing is deployment. Okay, deployment to Commodore 64 maybe not that useful, but you can play Jetpack and all sorts of cool games like we used to do in the old days. But what we want to do is deploy to any cloud. You can deploy to AWS, you can deploy to Azure, you can deploy to on-prem. You want to have full approvals and traceability. So why, who said this was good to go to production? What changed in production and why, And that's the sort of functionality you need. So you can go look at production, see what's running, see what changed since it was working fine a minute ago and now it's not. What's changed? Why did we make those changes? And who approved it? All that sort of stuff. So that's what we're going to dig into a bit more now. But hopefully, I just say as well, people have asked me a lot on the booth. They're quite concerned because we've been showing a lot of YAML and then we've got the classic UI as well. And people worry by the term classic, as if, is that like, is that like classic Coke or something? I'm not sure, something, deprecated, I can't remember. The UI is not going away, people love the UI, but there are some people who like to have the YAML version. So we're trying to get the YAML capabilities up to where, configuration as code capabilities, up to where the UI-based version is, and we're trying to enable that. It's not one or the other. You can choose whichever is the best for you.
Cool.
So if we jump back on, hopefully the build's completed now, and
has.
the deployment stage.
The deployment's
Great.
completed as well.
Yeah.
So let's just jump back and we'll refresh this. This is how you restart a Commodore 64 these days. You control refresh the browser. And so it's going to actually look for that file, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's going to look for the virtual tape drive device, and it's going to do, try hitting control refresh on that again for me, just to make sure. It's going to come in, look for a virtual tape device, loading in there, hopefully. There we go. It's going to load it up, run it, and then... Da-da-da! Oh, hello, Jim kind of went wrong, but there we are. Yay!
All right, cool. So as Martin was suggesting, you may be familiar with the kind of the older release way, and we'll look at that in a sec, but we mentioned any cloud, any platform, all that kind of stuff as well. Actually, I'm going to come back to this, sorry. The older release way of doing things is this kind of UI where we have the pipelines and so on, and we're building out the existing like YAML one or the new YAML one to be feature complete. But
go on. This looks very familiar to me.
Yeah. This is actually the release pipeline for Azure Devops itself. So this is the real one that we use, and it's slightly more complicated than a lot of them. So we deploy in multiple rings, and we do this for your safety. We actually do. If a bug hits production, it's going to hit Microsoft people first. So there is that way of doing it, but we're trying to get to the YAML stuff, and you're not here to see stuff that we've had for a while. So let's just have a look at where are we in here. We'll have a look at our node one, and I'm just going to replace this with a multi-stage pipeline. So this looks a little bit complicated, and I'm going to close this just for details. But it's actually fairly simple. We're using a couple of variables that point to my Azure repo, my Azure subscriptions and the website that we're deploying to and stuff like that. We have an environment name, which I'll come back to in a second because we're deploying to our dev environment. We have a build stage, and we have jobs in that build stage. There's also steps inside that, and we can define our pool, like the agents that it's going to run on. And ultimately, it's just the same things. It's doing those install, build, and so on, and then publishing an artifact. Then we have a deploy stage, and that deploy stage depends on the build stage. So you can't deploy until you've built, right? It has to be succeeded. Same thing, we have jobs, we have a deployment. We also have an environment name, and again, I'll show you that in a sec. We have a different pool if we wanted to, and we have a strategy of running this just once. There's more strategies coming. We'll talk about that in the roadmap. And we're doing things like we're just downloading that pipeline artifact, and then we're deploying an Azure web app to the variables there, the Azure subscription and so on. One thing I want to point out as well is we've got stage, then jobs, then steps down here. We didn't have that before. We just had steps. The jobs and the stages still existed. It's just if you only have one of each, we don't make you specify. So you can just do the steps if you've only got one set of steps. Or you can just do the jobs if you have one set of jobs but only one stage, or multiple sets of jobs and only one stage. So let's talk about environments. The great thing about this is we are defining what we call an environment when we do our deployment. And what that means is when we go to our pipeline here, I'm on the wrong one, let's just jump back here. This is our calculator one. When we look at our a deployment that went to multiple environments, like this one, we can see that it's gone to the build stage and the deployment stage here. And that deployment stage went to one of these environments. So there's a tab up here called environments, and it's also on the left as a first-class citizen there. And we can see that environments here went to this Ignite calculator dev. So we can go and kind of get this traceability and say, well, which ones went where? If we look at all the environments we have, we can see right here, Ignite calculator dev, and we can see all the deployments that went there. So you have that traceability of this is what build went to which environment. So if you have more than one environment, dev, test, staging, production, you don't have to see all of those builds unless they went to production. You could just look at the deployments that went to that production environment. So that's cool. It also just automatically creates that if you give it a new name in your definition. You don't have to go and create these ones. The other thing that we can do is we can have a resource in there. And at the moment, this is limited to Kubernetes. So you can say this is a Kubernetes resource for that environment. And then you give it some details. You connect to either Azure Kubernetes service or a generic provider and so on. And what this does is it enables you to pass those details that you need through to your deployments. So if we had a task which was a Kubernetes task, there's a few inputs that we need. And one of them is the Kubernetes Kubernetes service endpoint. We don't need to specify this here where we normally would because it comes from the environment that gets pulled down. So we can do exactly the same tasks and it's just the environment that determines the differences between them. You might also be thinking, well, if it's exactly the same tasks, then maybe we should just use templates. And you can. You can replace all of these steps with a Kubernetes deployment template and then just pass through those variables, those parameters. You could even do entire jobs or entire stages as templates as well and pull them in. So this can look much, much shorter than it actually is. One last thing really quickly is these environments can also have checks on them. And right now, the only check we have, I think, is a manual approval. So I can say Martin needs to approve all of the deployments to that Kubernetes environment, and then he will have to approve that before it'll go to that stage as well. Yeah, so we have quite a bit of stuff happening with the deployment stuff in YAML. There's more and more coming, and we'll get to that really, really quickly, I think.
Do that now, yeah. So we mentioned some of the sort of roadmap. The first sort of top request I've had people come into the booth and asking is around like, you know, I want to manage my own build pools, but I want you to help me kind of thing. So we're adding that capability. I can't promise exactly when, but over the next few months, that's what we're actually adding. So that give you basically, it's a bring your own subscription type of deal, where you point us at your Azure subscription and you can do your virtual machine scale sets or a Kubernetes cluster sort of thing, and we can come in and we take your container or your virtual machine image and handle the elastic scale side. So when you need more in your pod and all that logic about tearing machines down and bringing them back up again. So that's cool. Over on the YAML side, one of the things that Damien was just talking about there is, well, hey, now you've got these environments and things, and you've got these resources, and you're templating a lot more. This is getting pretty cool. What if you've got like certain steps that you always want your people in your organization that they must follow or something like that? You want to put some compliance into your processes. So with templates, you'll be able to extend an existing template. So rather than just doing like an include, you're actually saying, take this, and then I'm going to override parts of it. So bring this basic template in. This is how we do deployments to the cloud. And then override the specific parts, which is the custom logic that I need to do. That's cool. But what you'll be able to do is specify which bits are able to be overridden and which bits aren't. So if you've got a certain compliance check, if you need to talk to ServiceNow or something like that before you do a production deployment, you can bake that into your template. And then you can mandate that deployments to your production environment have to have extended this template. So that's how you can sort of enforce some of that compliance-y stuff. Over on the multi-stage pipelines, we mentioned that some of the checks that we're adding in there. So we're going to try and get all the, the schedule checks and some of those sort of I'll do it now. Yeah, in America. All the different checks that you want to do for the classic release process has. Make sure we get them into the YAML side of things. What we're also doing is improving the triggers. So right now, you can trigger, from like PRs or people when they're doing continuous integrations and things. What we're adding is the ability to do a container trigger. So when a new container image lands in the Azure Container Registry, or actually when it's landed and then been scanned, you can control what happens. Then you want to take it and then do something, trigger a deployment, something like that. Another one we see quite often is people doing pipeline chaining. So they want to have one pipeline trigger another. And so what we're doing is having a trigger that says, do this when this pipeline has been completed. So that allows you to do pipeline chaining. And then the final one on the trigger side is around being webhooks. I see a lot of people who build like an Azure function, which listens for some stuff to get done, and then it will go use the REST API to go call Azure Devops and trigger a thing to happen, a pipeline to go. Like, let's get rid of that. Let's just create a webhook trigger that you can send a payload in, and then those variables come into your release. That's awesome. Right now, you don't have rerun capabilities on the individual steps. We're adding that to YAML. And then Damien showed a run once strategy. There's a strategy that said run once. And that's the only strategy that's available right now when you're deploying. But we're adding the ability to do rolling deployments, blue-green deployments, canary, so progressive exposure type deployments for both Kubernetes and virtual machine scale sets. Kubernetes is going to come first, and then virtual machine scale sets will come later. And then the last thing that we're going to be working on is making it so that you can, from each PR, so when you do a pull request, a code review, making it easier to stand up an environment which you can use to review that pull request against, and trying to simplify that process as well. So yeah, there we go. Right then. So now this is kind of what we're doing and what we're building, but what if the feature you want doesn't exist? What if you want to do some extensibility? So we've got a very extensible platform, with thousands of extensions there already. But yeah, let's just jump over, and why don't we talk a bit more about extensibility?
Yeah. So the easy place to start with extensibility is the tasks themselves. So I'm in the visual editor here, the classic editor, just because it's a little easier to see. But if we wanted to do something like, there's hundreds of these tasks out of the box. But if there's something we want to do that's not there, like, for example, deploy to AWS, that's there. There's a task for that, and it's in the marketplace. You can get probably most of these for free. There's very few that are paid.
They're all for free now.
They're all for free. Okay, cool.
Now, some of them have the thing you're talking to, like ServiceNow. You don't magically get ServiceNow for free. You know what I mean? But the marketplace extension was free. Let's put it that way.
So yeah, this allows you to just start using that task, and you can write your own tasks if there's something that it doesn't do that you want it to do. So the tasks themselves, completely open ecosystem. You can even see, I think there's a GitHub repository with all of our tasks. Yeah. So you can see exactly how we wrote them. And I know there's a couple of people in the room who have written tasks as well. So there's that. That's great. If you want to do more stuff, there are extensibility points beyond the task, so you can actually change parts of Azure DevOps itself. And we use a couple internally, one that's not hidden here, which should be for our compliance inside Microsoft, which I'll probably get in trouble with because we're not supposed to show you that one. So you can extend the product itself with extensions. If you wanted to do something like do some command line extensions or some command line interactions as well, there's an AZ Devops, and that's going to break because I didn't provide arguments, but there's an extension for the Azure CLI, and that allows you to do things like, let's get that one. So this will give me the top or the most recent build, and that just dumps a whole lot of JSON, which is not very useful. So you can do something like use JQ to parse that. So if you're a command line junkie, this is the kind of thing you could do with the Azure CLI command line. If you're not a Mac person, it's also in PowerShell. So you can use VS Team, which was originally written by my boss, actually skip level now, Donovan Brown. And this is a pure PowerShell module that you can use to talk to Azure DevOps as well, if you want to do that. And I'm running this on a Mac because PowerShell is now core, which is great. So there's those things. That's great. There's a whole lot of different ways that you can interact. There's the REST API as well, which I think gets used in a second, right?
Yeah. It's using the REST API, and you can use it from all different languages like Node and also Python.
Yeah, awesome. So do we have any more slides?
Nope.
No, awesome. So we're going to show you one more thing, right? And some of you have been wondering what the box that's sitting here is. This is a little thing called DAS deployer, correct?
Yep.
So this is a really basic website that we have here. It was last deployed live on Channel 9.
Oh yeah, I was doing a demo this morning. Make sure you watch that video. It's not actually that live, it turns out, but there we go.
Yeah. It was recorded live.
Yeah.
So this is a really basic website. It's literally just a static website. And I think the deployment phase actually just copies files to blob storage or something, right? But we also have a pipeline for it. And this pipeline, and I'm going to zoom out a bit here so we can see them all. So you can see there's a dev environment, a staging environment, and a prod environment. If we make a change, what do we change? www will change the index HTML. And then we will change this here. And we're going to also grab somebody from the audience.
Yeah, well, can I have a volunteer from the audience? So I grabbed Josh, who's just sat here. So go on, Josh, I know you come up. Yeah. Make sure you use the stairs. And you don't mind being recorded? There we go. Thank you. Welcome, Josh.
So, awesome. I'm making a change to the repo itself. And I'm just going to commit and push that change directly to production, which is what every good developer should do. Yeah. I think you only are allowed to do that on stage. And so that is now a change. Actually, we had a change already queued.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so if we go in and we quickly show you the build, it's super simple build, but it's kicked off a CI build. And then if we come in and we just have a quick look at this, do you want to bring up photo booth?
Yeah.
Oh, shiny, blinky lights. So this is Das Deployer mit viele Blinkenlichten. So there we go. Or Der Deployer if I was being specifically German, but I prefer the neuter form. So there we are. Right. So we'll come in, and this is obviously a builds in progress here. So it's currently saying build in progress. And then Josh, we can guarantee that that's actually saying Das Deployer, build 15 in progress there. Build has been successful, so the big button's gone green. And also what we'll notice is if we go back into the release for me and click on, yep, that's the one.
That's the one.
So we'll see there that there's currently release approvals are pending. Now, normally you don't queue up, dev, staging, and production. You normally chain them, but hey, we're on stage, so let's do it. Let's see which one Josh is going to pick. So if you notice down here, there's 3 lights have lit up, which give you the ability to deploy to the different environments. So these are the ones that are awaiting approval. And we'll see, for instance, if I wanted to go straight to production, because I'm a program manager, I know no better. So I can come in and I can just flick that switch up, launch control switch, and this light blinks up, go bright red, and I could launch straight to production if I wanted to. So Josh, which environment would you like to go to?
Let's go to staging.
Staging, go on then, flick up the switch. So you're going to flick up the switch to staging. Big red button. What do you do with a big red button?
Push it.
Push it. Exactly, there we go. So that sends, and you actually see already. Yeah. So what that's done is that's gone and it's done a staging, it's done the approval for staging is all it's done. So this is what I like to say, this is manager-friendly release approvals, because we all know managers don't read emails. I think myself included. And so this comes in and it helps you, bring this into the office, help them do that and, hit the button, have a bit of a party, all that sort of thing. Yep. But it's also trying to encourage the team. I see a lot of teams, we've got continuous integration working, that's all fine. But it's getting that incentive to go into continuous delivery and continuous deployment. Like, how do we get there? And so he's, about providing some fun, making it easy and all that. I've actually got a session on Friday where I explain how to build this if you really wanted to. It's quite expensive to build, but I'll take you through it if you want. It's all right when you can expense it and claim it's the conference thing. This is privilege right here as well, by the way. The fact that I was allowed to bring this through TSA, says a lot about me. But anyway, there we go. Right, so hopefully we'll go through, and it's done the deployment. It's gone green.
Yeah, I was reloading dev.
Yeah. So if you click on staging.
Because for some reason, I thought somebody would
deployed by Josh. Yay! Fantastic. Well, unbelievably, we're finishing on time, if you want to flip us back. So if you want access to any of these resources, the links are there, Ignite, AKSM, ship it. And please come and talk to us, help us do the walk of shame back to the booth. And make sure you fill out your evals. You know, we read every single comment in those evals, so please fill them out. Our bosses read the scores, but we read the comments, so please leave some comments for us. That's great. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Damien.
Thanks, everyone.